It's straight into our law and order focus. Yusuf Abramjee is the founder of Make SA Safe and an anti-crime activist. He joins us by Skype from the capital, Pretoria. Yusuf, always good to speak to you. Let's start with these cash and transit robberies. It seems no end in sight.
Good afternoon, Tambakile. Yes, we had an incident in a suburb of Cape Town, northern suburb, this morning, where a cash van came under attack. The two security guards came under heavy fire attack. The one apparently died at the scene at a small shopping center. The driver then forced to flee and he crashed his cash van into a residential garage. The photos have gone viral and we are told that he's the one that was also critically injured. The robbers made off with cash. Now, what we've seen today is nothing new. We've witnessed, especially over the past few weeks, an upsurge in the number of CIT robberies, although year to year the figures are down. But it appears that these gangs across South Africa are now going and trying their luck. In Montana, north of Pretoria, yesterday we had another incident. 5 people have been arrested. I think the time has now come, Tambakile, for the security industry, the cash and transit industry themselves, especially the 3 large companies, FPV Security, Fidelity Security, and G4S, to really tackle this matter with one of urgency, together with the law enforcement officials. The police have come to the party. I wouldn't be surprised if the unions representing the security guards are really going to start intensifying their pressure for additional security. But at this rate, these criminals are making millions of rands, and while some arrests have been made, there seems to be a renewed onslaught across South Africa. There was even an attempted cross-pavement attack in the Free State today.
Also quite worrying, people now being followed out of banks, possibly operations being conducted by gangs. How exactly are they doing this?
Now, what will very often happen is that with inside information, or these gangs keep a very close eye on the banks. When they see somebody is withdrawing money, they then follow you from the bank right to your place of work or to your place or your place of residence, and at the gate or en route, they then attack you. We've had a number of incidents over the past 3 or 4 weeks. In the one incident, the person near Boksburg was shot dead. We had an incident in Brakpan where a person was followed right to the gate of his house this week. His daughter then witnessed it. The dogs came out. The dog was even shot and wounded. And these gangs seem to be specializing in following people either to the banks or from the banks. So one needs to be very vigilant. And I think handling cash should be really looked at very, very closely, because these gangs are going for people who either withdraw or who are going to deposit large sums of cash. And one needs to be very, very vigilant. A very worrying trend that we're seeing with these gangs specializing in bank followings only.
Quick final one. A temporary shelter that was set up for homeless people in the early days of the lockdown, this is in Centurion, has now become a haven for criminals, I understand.
Yes, I mean, the city of Tshwane, supported by the Gauteng Social Development Department, set up this facility during the lockdown, the initial stages. Various NGOs, we went there and we assisted with food and other requirements. And even during the early stages, a number of the homeless people escaped. Security was beefed up, razor wire was put around the facility. But this week, following information, police, backed up by soldiers, raided the tents, and they found copper cables that were stolen, house-breaking implements, drugs were seized, needles, and a number of other items. And there's now concern that this particular spot in Littleton is being used as a haven for these homeless people. The suspected kingpins managed to flee. No arrests have been made. And I think the city of Tshwane will have to have a very close look at this particular facility and how they're going to handle security there, Tambakile.
Yusuf Abramjee, thank you very much for that.